Hey guys, welcome back to BCMN Bracketology. Today we're going to be going over Jerry Palm's newest bracket, and we're going to be making picks for those. Thank you guys so much for all the comments on last video. We really enjoy responding. Even if you don't agree with us, we really like having that discussion. Also, thank you guys so much for those of you who subscribed. We really appreciate it, and it really means a lot to you. A lot to us. It's free, and it really means a lot. So we're just going to hop right into the video. First, we got the Zags versus a 16 seed. Zags aren't going to lose.
Yeah. Next, we got Maryland, Oregon. It's actually pretty close. Oregon has won like 7 of their last 8. Maryland just lost to Northwestern, but they looked really good before that game. So we're still going to put Maryland.
Now we got Clemson, UCSB. I don't see UCSB winning this game just because they don't really have that competition to show that they're great. So I think Clemson will win this one.
Oklahoma State went through. Oklahoma State deserves to be a 2 seed at this point. They just beat West Virginia without Cade Cunningham. They look so good. Easily Oklahoma State.
Yeah, so now we got Tennessee, UNC. UNC, they just beat Duke by a ton. Well, I think the game's still going on.
No, it's a ton.
Okay, yeah, they're killing them. And Tennessee hasn't been playing great recently. I think UNC, especially over a week 6 seed in Tennessee, will win this one.
Yeah. Next, we got Villanova, Abilene Christian. First of all, we were right. Villanova is not as good anymore. They just lost to Providence today. I'd say a different 14 seed would beat Villanova, but Abilene Christian is really not that good. We looked it up. They're not that good. So we're going to take Villanova for now.
Yeah, we kind of went over this last video. We even took the 14 seed, and then the next day there was the upset. So, yeah. Next, we got Georgia Tech versus Oklahoma. Georgia Tech, we were mistaken. They are on like a crazy win streak right now. And Oklahoma isn't doing bad, but they did get swept by Oklahoma State at home when they were at home and away. So I think Georgia Tech will be able to pull this upset off.
Yeah, I see either of them. All right, now we got Iowa, Southern Utah. Iowa's going to destroy them.
Yeah, so now moving down, Illinois, pretty easy pick.
Yeah. Next, UConn, Colorado. Honestly, it's another pretty close game. UConn does have a little more talent at the guard spot, so we're thinking they're going to take that.
So now we got Missouri versus Loyola Chicago. Loyola Chicago is going to win that one. Missouri just had a terrible game today yet again. They've been super inconsistent recently, and I have not been a big fan of them.
Did they end up losing to LSU too?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, Texas Liberty. Liberty it has the first bid, so they're automatically in here. But I still am not a huge fan of them, so we're going to still take Texas.
So now we got Creighton, St. Bonaventure. Creighton's been okay. I think they were a lot better earlier in the season, and they were an elite team. Now they dropped all the way to a 6 seed. I don't think St. Bonaventure has the talent to just beat them just because of Creighton's size in general and their star players and guards. So I think Creighton's going to be able to win this one.
Today, St. Bonaventure played really well against St. Louis, but it's still not enough. All right, next we got Florida State, Navy. I want to take Navy. Navy cannot make the tournament anymore, sadly, but Florida State is still a pretty good team. Even though they had a really bad loss today, they're still going to beat a 14 seed.
Yeah, and you guys have been angry at us for picking Florida State to get out early, and I think today kind of showed that we're not as crazy as you guys might seem. We might still be a little crazy with that pick,
just a wee bit.
Yeah. Next, we got BYU Xavier. Xavier not doing too great recently. BYU, they don't really have that many bad losses, only really losses to Zags and a few others, but I think BYU is a pretty underrated team this year.
Yeah. Next, we got West Virginia, UMBC. Sadly, UMBC lost today, and they won't be making the tournament again, but West Virginia also lost today, but they're still going to win this game, no matter who plays there.
Yeah, West Virginia, that loss to Oklahoma State, looks bad without Cade Cunningham, but Oklahoma State played arguably the best they have this year. So now we got Zags, Maryland. I like this matchup a lot. I think the Zags are going to be able to pull through. I think this is one of the better 8 seeds in this tournament, though. So it could be close, but I don't see Maryland actually being able to pull this upset off.
Looking at our later bracket, I think Gonzaga's going to have the hardest schedule coming forward later. All right, next we got Clemson, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State looked so good today. I think they're going to blow Clemson out. Like, not even going to be close.
Yeah. So now we got UNC Villanova. Abilene Christian was not able to upset Villanova, but I think UNC will. UNC's been really surprising coming close to the tournament. They weren't even thought of as a bubble team a while ago, and now they're one of the top-tier bubble teams in could pull a bunch of upsets off.
Yeah. All right, next we got Georgia Tech, Iowa. Georgia Tech has been playing really well recently. We'll give them that. But Iowa does have the best player in Luka Garza and has the three-point shooting. It's going to be really hard to stop them.
Yeah, so now we got Illinois, UConn. Illinois matches up great against UConn's guard talent in Book Knight and several others. I think Illinois' size also is just going to be able to punch it in eventually. UConn will crack.
Yeah. Next, we got Loyola Chicago, Texas. Honestly, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I think Loyola Chicago could win this game. I think they could be another upset team, just like 2018. But right now, Texas is playing a little bit better, and we're going to take Texas.
So now we got Creighton, Florida State. I'm taking the upset with Creighton yet again. Both of these teams have been kind of disappointing recently. They were both really great earlier in the year, but I don't think they're both playing as great as they can be, and I think it's kind of scary. It's starting to get a little scary coming closer and closer to March. I thought Creighton would pick it up. I thought Florida State would, and we haven't really seen that. Florida State hasn't really looked that much better since UNC. So yeah.
I think Creighton is coming back a little bit more. They just destroyed Butler, who did beat Villanova before that guy got injured. So I think they're coming back a little bit, but they're still not as like they were before. All right, next we got BYU, West Virginia. West Virginia still has that speed and is gonna body BYU. They're bigger, they're faster, they're gonna win.
Yeah, so now we move back to the top left. Zags, Oklahoma State. I love this matchup so much. I feel so bad for Oklahoma State in this game because I could see them playing a different one seed, and I could see them winning any single other one seed game, and it's probable they could actually. Against the Zags, I just don't see it. I think Cade is outmatched with 1 to 3 stars, and I think the Zags are just going to be able to overwhelm them. But Oklahoma State, if they can be a 3 seed, I could easily see them making a Final Four run. Being a 4 seed is really tough right now, so I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. This is going to be a great matchup, and they got unlucky. All right, next we got UNC, Iowa. UNC has gotten really lucky so far. They're playing Tennessee, who's been playing terribly recently. They got Villanova, who's coming off of an injury and has not been playing that good either. And now they get to play a very good team in Iowa, and they're going to get killed here.
Yeah, so now Illinois, Texas. Not really an explanation, I don't think. Illinois is going to win that one.
Yeah. Same thing with Creighton, West Virginia. West Virginia is going to kill them at this point in time.
Yeah, so now we got a pretty boring left side of the bracket so far. When we get to the right, it always gets a lot more fun. But we're Zags, Iowa. We keep having this matchup, and it pains us to have to take Gonzaga, the Zags, every time. I don't see Iowa being able to win this game. If Bohannon and other guys can get hot, I think they might have a shot. I don't think this game's actually going to come down to Garza going off. I think Garza's probably going to be have his normal 25 points or so. But I think it's going to come down to if Iowa's other shooters can step up and open things up for the team. So I think the Zags will win this one, though, anyways.
Yeah. Next, we got Illinois, West Virginia. I'd say it would have been – they did lost – West Virginia just lost today, Oklahoma State. Illinois is coming off, I think, a 4-game win streak with 2 of them including Michigan, Ohio State, 2 top 10 teams. West Virginia, I think they lost the last 2. Even though they're very good teams, they still have lost 2. So we're going to go with Illinois for now.
So now we go on to the right side of the bracket. Baylor winning that one.
Yeah. Next we got San Diego State, Rutgers. Rutgers had a great win today against Minnesota. They almost blew it, but they won in overtime. But it's really hard to get over that loss to Nebraska. We're going to go with San Diego State.
And now we got Texas Tech, Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky not been great. Lost to Houston. Kind of shows they can't be that tournament team. Texas Tech, they've been incredible, and Matt McClung is going to be a great tournament player.
Yeah. Next we got Purdue, Toledo. Purdue has been looking really good recently. I think they just won again yesterday. They've gone on I think a 4 or 5 game win streak, and before that they lost 1 game and went on a streak. Before that, they look really good. They're going to beat Toledo.
Florida, Colorado State. Florida's got that size. I don't see Colorado State being able to beat them. Colorado State's one of those good bubble teams, though. I think they're going to make the tournament for sure, but I don't see them being able to pull the upset on Florida.
I do hate to disagree with you, Ben, but Colorado State did just lose to Nevada, who's not been playing good recently, yesterday. So, I mean, yes, they're still a very good team, and I think they will make it, but they did just have a bad loss yesterday. All right, Arkansas Belmont. Pretty sure Belmont just lost. We don't like them anymore anyway. Arkansas is the best team right now. Arkansas is going to beat them by 50.
Okay, so now we got Wichita State, USC. Wichita State, I think they're going to be able to pull this upset. Regardless of USC, how they've been playing recently, Wichita State's unbelievable. They are shocking the nation. Hope you guys got that reference.
I hate you.
But basically, Etienne and other guys, they've been on fire from three. Today they were up 30 before they actually put their seniors in for senior day. They're incredible right now. They were shooting the ball roughly 45% from three today before they started changing their roster a bit. I think they're going to be a scary team come March. Well, in the tournament.
It is March. Anyway, we got Ohio State, Siena. Ohio State's going to win by a lot.
Yeah, Michigan's going to win that one.
LSU, Louisville. Louisville just lost to a very okay team in Virginia. LSU just beat a pretty good team in Missouri. They're solid. LSU is going to win this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, now we got Virginia, or a playing game. Both these playing teams, not great. I'm going Virginia.
Yeah. Next, we got Kansas, UNCG. Kansas has looked so good recently. Besides that loss to Texas a week or two ago, they've looked so good. They're actually like wowing me at this point, Kansas.
Yeah. Then we got Virginia Tech versus Michigan State or VCU. I'm just going to assume it's Michigan State because I think Michigan State's incredible, honestly. And we kind of keep going back to this. I think it's good for Michigan State to have that playing game. I think it would be more harmful for them if they had the first round bye instead, because I think Michigan State's a terrible away team, and I think it helps them get used to the tournament setting. I think they're going to be able to pull this upset off. I think if they can play the same they did against Illinois and Ohio State, then it's possible.
Yeah. All right, next we got Houston, South Dakota State. We said it last time. South Dakota State is so good, so underrated. They're going to no, I'm just kidding. Houston's going to win by like 30. They've won the last 4 games, maybe 3 games. Well, they're going to obliterate South Dakota State.
Yeah, but if it was South Dakota State versus Villanova, that's a different story. So now I got Wisconsin, UCLA. UCLA lost today, so I'm going to put Wisconsin. I'm not a big fan of either of these teams at the moment. Wisconsin doesn't really have that star player, but there we go.
UCLA just lost on a buzzer beater, so you can't take too much accountability against them, but they have not been playing good recently.
Yeah, they've lost 3 straight also.
Yeah. All right, Alabama, Texas State, Bama. Let's continue.
So Baylor, San Diego State. Last year, this would be a great game, but it's not last year, and Baylor's going to win.
Yeah. Next, we got Texas Tech, Purdue. This is my favorite 4-5 game. You got Mac McClung and Texas Tech, who has experience. You got Purdue, who is winning a lot of games in the Big Ten. Both teams I can see winning this game, to be completely honest. But I think Purdue's going to end up winning this game.
Yeah, so now we got Florida, Arkansas. This is an easy 3-6 selection. Arkansas is going to win.
Yeah. All right, next we got Wichita State, Ohio State. Ohio State has lost 4 in a row. While 3 of them are top 6, 7 teams, they've still lost 4 in a row. This bracket is based on how they're doing now. Wichita State is playing amazing now. Let's go, Wichita State.
Next, we got Michigan, LSU. Michigan lost recently. I think they had a great game against Michigan State. They're easily going to win that one still.
Yeah. Next, we got Kansas, Virginia. We just talked about this. Virginia has not been playing their best basketball. Kansas is playing their best basketball. They're going to win by 8 or 10.
Yeah, now we got Houston, Michigan State. We're just going to assume it's Michigan State. Houston, after Wichita State, playing angry basketball, 3 straight games. I think they've won by 25-plus points in all of those games. They have not been showing any mercy whatsoever, and Houston's going to kill this team.
Next, we got Wisconsin, Alabama. I think Wisconsin got lucky in the first round. I don't think they would beat Wichita State. I don't think they beat Georgia Tech. They might beat Xavier, but that's kind of tough. They got lucky in the first round. They're not as lucky. They're playing a top 6 team right now. Alabama looks really good. They're going to win this game. They had a little scare from Georgia today, but they still won by 10. They pulled it out. They finished the game. They're good.
Yeah, now we got Baylor, Purdue. I like Purdue a lot. Purdue doesn't remind me quite of Oklahoma State. I don't think they're quite as good, but I think they're going to be a scary 4 seed this year. And Baylor, on the other hand, has been looking remarkable lately. Came off a win against Oklahoma State and West Virginia. They've been playing angry basketball ever since that loss to Kansas.
Quick shout out to, I watched the Purdue Indiana game today. Ide is a monster. He's like 6'3". He is a monster. Just watch out for him in the tournament. He's like Taco Fall.
7'3".
All right. He's so big. Next, we got Arkansas, Wichita State. Come March, could be different. Arkansas could slow down. Wichita State could get even hotter. But that's not the case right now. Arkansas looks really good. I don't see them losing this game, not even a little bit. I don't see it at all.
Yeah, we kind of saw a scare today with Arkansas, but I think them showing that they can cool it down, come back in the second half, get release like a 15-point deficit, and be able to play normally. It just kind of shows character of that team. So next we got Michigan, Kansas. Michigan, I am not quite sold on them yet. They did not look great in that Illinois game. They looked much better against Michigan State, but then again, Michigan State is not the best team away. I think if Michigan's able to beat Michigan State tomorrow at home, when they're away, I think it's going to be a different story potentially. Kansas, on the other hand, they've been really hot recently. They beat Baylor, which was a really impressive showing of them, and I think Kansas is going to win this.
Yeah. All right, next we got Houston, Alabama. Houston, like we said, after that Wichita State loss, which was a fluke because they were unprepared because of snow weather. Yeah, they beat Cincinnati by 38. They beat Western Kentucky by 34. They beat South Florida by 46. This is the angriest I've ever seen a team after one loss. They look scary. Alabama had a scare today. We think Houston's going to win this game.
Yeah. So now we got Baylor, Arkansas. This is a great game. I'm loving the defense and offense on both sides of the court. Both of these teams are excellent two-way ball players. They're kind of equal at both defense and offense. I think Baylor, I'm not quite sure if they can actually handle Arkansas. Arkansas, as of right now, I think is arguably the best team in the country. They are on fire, won 12 straight. I think they're going to be able to pull this upset and beat Baylor.
All right, next we got Kansas, Houston. Kansas is known to being unreliable in March. What? This isn't March. This is March, but we're talking about the tournament. They're unreliable in the tournament. But right now, they're playing the best basketball I've seen. Houston's playing angry and has the size, but Kansas has been on a streak. Besides that loss to Texas, they've been looking really good, beating Oklahoma State, beating Texas Tech, beating Baylor. They're going to make it to the Final Four.
Yeah, so now we've got the Final Four where it pains us to have to choose the Zags over Illinois. The Zags are just incredible. We keep going over this. Everyone's saying, oh, they haven't played a great team recently. They beat Iowa, and they beat Kansas, and they beat West Virginia, and they didn't show any weaknesses in those games. And since then, they haven't shown any weaknesses at all. I think their triple combo and Suggs, Time, and Kispert is going to be able to outmatch Illinois' combo of three with Frazier, Io, and Kofi. I think the Zags also have a little bit more depth on their team, and they're going to be able to win this one.
Being an Illinois fan, I'd like to disagree, and I think we have more depth. But Gonzaga looks really good. Okay, now I got the two Kansases. Arkansas and Kansas. Who's the better Kansas? We all know who the better Kansas is, and it's not even a Kansas. It's Arkansas. Arkansas looks so good. They're hot. They won 12 in a row. They're playing better basketball. I think Kansas had a great run so far, beating good teams, but now they're going to lose to Arkansas.
Yeah, so now we got the Zags versus Arkansas. Zags, we keep having this finals matchup, and there hasn't really been much to change. If anything, the Zags' case is becoming better and better as Arkansas had a scary game today. In our actual bracket, we would probably take Arkansas just because more people are going to take the Zags, and Arkansas is kind of our dark horse this year. But the Zags, they've just been incredible. They haven't shown any weaknesses. It's hard to bet against them right now, so we have to take the Zags here. we'd really like to say thank you guys so much for tuning in today and watching our video. Please drop a comment if you have any suggestions or any tournaments you want us to go over. And thank you so much.